$50 a week, invested the boring way, can turn into around $1 million by the time you are around 60. Same $50 a week, but you start 10 years later and you might end up with roughly half. That is not a motivational quote. That is what time does when you let it work. And before anyone says I am promising you anything, I am not. Markets go up and down. This is a long-term example based on typical stock market style investing over decades, and the reason it works is not perfection, it is time. Now let me make that gap feel personal. Picture two friends who are both broke in the same exact way. Same school, same town, same kind of first job. Jay starts at 18 with $50 a week. Marcus says he will start at 28 when life calms down. Both of them mean well. Both of them are smart. But that one choice creates two totally different futures, and it happens so quietly that Marcus will not even notice it until it is way too late to get those years back. The tool that makes this possible is called a Roth IRA, and it sounds boring on purpose. It is not a secret stock. It is not crypto. It is not a hack. It is just an account that uses two things young people have a lot of: time and low taxes, and it turns them into an advantage. If you are a teen or in college, this is one of the rare money moves that actually gets easier the earlier you start. If you want the exact beginner steps with no weird finance vibe, subscribe to Savvy Gen, because I am going to keep this simple and practical so you can actually do it, not just understand it. Here is the quick version of what a Roth IRA is. It is not an investment by itself. It is a container, like a backpack. You put money into the backpack, and then you choose what that money buys inside the backpack. The cheat code part is the tax rule. With a Roth IRA, you contribute money you already paid taxes on, and then if you follow the rules, your money can grow for years, and when you pull it out in retirement, that growth can be tax-free. Tax-free is a huge deal, because it means more of your gains stay yours. This is why young people are in such a good spot. Your early jobs usually come with lower taxes because your income is lower. Coffee shop, retail, campus job, babysitting, tutoring, delivery apps, internships, summer work, side hustles. When you are in those lower tax years, a Roth IRA can be like locking in a good deal. You pay the taxes now, while they are likely smaller, and you protect the future growth later when you might be making more. Now let us connect the story to the math, because this is where it clicks. Jay starts at 18 and invests $200 a month, which is about $50 a week. Marcus does the exact same amount, but he waits until 28. Jay gave his money 10 extra years to grow, and those 10 years are not just 10 years. They are 10 years at the very beginning, when compounding has the most time to stack. That is why Jay can end up around $1 million by retirement age, while Marcus could land closer to half, even though Marcus feels like he is doing the same thing. And if $200 a month sounds like a lot right now, do not get stuck there. The point is the habit, not the number. If you start with 25 a week or 10 a week, you are still doing the most important part, which is starting early and staying consistent. You can always raise it later when you get a better job. Before we go any further, there is one rule you need to know, because it decides whether you can even use a Roth IRA. You need earned income to contribute. Earned income means money you made from working. A job paycheck, freelance work, a side gig you report. Birthday money does not count. Allowance does not count. So if you earn $2,000 this year from a summer job, you can contribute up to $2,000 for that year. You cannot contribute more than you earned. There is also a yearly limit set by the IRS, and it changes sometimes, so always check the current limit for the year you are in. It is around $7,000 per year for most people under age 50, but do not let that number mess with your head. Most people do not max it out, especially early on. The real win is building the habit while you are young. Now let me give you the simplest plan that actually works in real life, without turning you into a finance robot. First, you earn money at your job or side hustle. Next, you move a small amount into your Roth IRA automatically, so you do not rely on willpower. Then you invest it inside the Roth IRA so it can actually grow. That loop is the whole game. Earn, move, invest, repeat. And right here is where beginners get burned, so pay attention. Opening a Roth IRA and depositing money is not the same thing as investing. A lot of people deposit money, and it just sits there as cash doing basically nothing. They come back months later and say investing is a scam, when really they never invested the money in the first place. A Roth IRA is the backpack. You still have to put something in the backpack that can grow. So what should you invest in inside the Roth IRA if you want the simplest, least stressful option? The clean default for most beginners is a target date retirement fund, because it is designed to be a one-fund setup. It stays diversified, and it automatically becomes more conservative as you get older. That means fewer decisions for you, which is a good thing when you are starting. If you want a little more control later, many people use a broad stock index fund, like a total stock market fund or an S&P 500 fund. An index fund is just a bundle of lots of companies in one purchase. Instead of trying to guess one winner, you buy a slice of the overall market. It is boring, and boring is exactly what you want for retirement money. Now the practical question: how do you actually open this thing without getting overwhelmed? You pick a broker, which is just the company that holds the account. In the United States, beginner-friendly, well-known options include Vanguard, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab. You open a Roth IRA, link your bank, and set an automatic transfer for an amount you can handle. Then you pick the one fund you are going to use, and you make sure your money is actually invested, not sitting in cash. That last line sounds small, but it is huge. Because the difference between Jay and Marcus is not just starting early, it is Jay actually running the loop. Jay sets it up once, keeps it simple, and lets time do the work. Marcus keeps waiting for a perfect moment, and the perfect moment never shows up because life gets louder, not quieter. Now I'm going to keep taxes simple, because you do not need a tax class to understand why a Roth IRA is special. With a Roth IRA, you pay taxes before you contribute, and then your growth can be tax-free in retirement if you follow the rules. That is why people love it. You are trying to build future you a pile of money that is as clean as possible when you finally use it. And yes, there are rules, but you only need one simple distinction to stay sane. The money you contribute, meaning the money you personally put in, can usually be taken out at any time without taxes or penalties. The growth on that money, meaning the earnings, is what you want to leave alone until retirement age so you do not trigger taxes and penalties. That is it. Contributions are flexible. Earnings are for the long game. Also, I want to remove a mental block right now. Starting a Roth IRA does not mean you are never allowed to have fun or buy anything. You can still save for a car. You can still travel. You can still build an emergency fund. The Roth IRA is just one lane. It is the lane that quietly builds future freedom while you live your life today. And this is why the boring approach wins. If the market drops next month, you keep investing. If the market is flat, you keep investing. If the market is up, you keep investing. Over decades, you are buying at many different prices, and the habit does the heavy lifting. People who chase whatever is trending usually burn out. People who stay consistent usually win. Let me tell you a quick situation that happens all the time. Someone opens the account, deposits $300, feels proud, and then never chooses an investment because the app looks confusing. 6 months later they check and nothing changed. That is not investing failing. That is the money sitting in cash. If you do nothing else after this video, at least remember to confirm your deposit actually bought the fund you chose. Quick detail that helps a lot of college students. If your parents claim you as a dependent, you can still open and fund a Roth IRA as long as you have earned income. That does not block you. And if you are under 18, you can still get started with a custodial Roth IRA through a parent or guardian, again as long as you have earned income. It is not a secret loophole. It is just how the rules work. Now let us make it feel doable if you are starting small. Say you can only do $60 a month right now. That is not embarrassing. That is a start. That is you becoming the type of person who invests. And when your income rises later, you raise the number. The goal is not to impress anyone today. The goal is to give future you options. And one more thing that makes this feel like a cheat code. The Roth IRA has a yearly limit, and you cannot go back in time and use unused space. So every year you contribute something, even if it is small, you are taking advantage of a chance you do not get later. That is why starting early matters so much more than being perfect. I want to make this interactive because it helps you commit and it helps me make better videos for you. Comment your age and the monthly amount you think you could invest right now, even if it is $10. Just your age and the number. I want to see where you are starting, and I will reply to some of you with a simple next step. And if you have a friend who works a job but spends every dollar and always says they will start investing later, share this video with them. Not to pressure them, just to give them a map. You could genuinely change their future with one text message. So here is the takeaway in the simplest words possible. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that lets your money grow for decades. And if you follow the rules, you can take it out tax-free later. You need earned income to contribute. You want to automate contributions so you stay consistent. You want to invest the money inside the account, not leave it in cash. Then you let time do what time does. In the next video, I am going to show you the easiest one-fund setup inside a Roth IRA that most beginners should start with. And I will do it like a walkthrough so you can copy it without overthinking. I will also show you the exact spot where people accidentally leave their money uninvested, because that one mistake makes a Roth IRA look broken when it is actually not. Watch that next, because the Roth IRA cheat code only works if you flip the switch that makes the money actually start growing.